Welcome to Channel AMEC, your insight to the Australian visa system. Good day everyone, my name is Carl Young, your online YouTube visa consultant. Are you interested about migrate to Australia? Why don't you consider to subscribe to my channel and turn on a little bell on the side, so once we have all the updates and news, you'll be the first one on getting all the inside. Now today is the last day of August 2022, so tomorrow and the day next will be actually very exciting, as the government of Australia, the Labor government, is taking on the Job and Skills Summit in Canberra, whereby the government will actually invite more than 100 stakeholders nationwide. What are they doing? Obviously trying to fix the skill shortage issue, so we should expect an increase of annual intake quota from 160,000 up to perhaps 200,000 or more, maybe, we don't know, but the increase is definite. Today, obviously, my channel has already been talking about and sharing all the skill migration and all these kind of news for quite a while, since the beginning of the pandemic, because we estimated as the economy won't be good, well, worldwide, so Australia is not sure. Apart from that, migration policy will be opened in order to fix the economy, and we have actually experienced that right now. So tomorrow and the day next will be actually very exciting, and I can expect the result already, the increase of the annual intake, and there will be perhaps more relaxation on the state nomination criteria, which is exciting, and also to open up of the subclass 189. Now in this video I would like to discuss some of the information that I received recently or yesterday, and I think there's more relaxation coming. It's about the employment sponsored visa. Now let's have a look numbers of the news that we have actually got over the past 24 hours. So obviously this is coming from Economic Times, which is well renowned media. So the topic says Australia is relaxing visa rule to ease unprecedented labor shortage, and we may also see how by the end of last year, how New Zealand had opened up opportunity for people who had resided in New Zealand during pandemic in order to get that permanent residency as well. So how would the current Labor government tackle that? It's a very interesting questions. I don't have the answer yet, but make sure you subscribe to my channel. Once we have all that information, obviously we'll be here to announce it for you. I'm not going to go through those detail about OECD and blah blah blah, as we have done so many times over the past, but again, this is where the political wind and the trend is going, and if we follow the trend, we'll never get it wrong. So but we need to make sure that we follow on the right trend. Obviously there's other sayings in opposite way, but from what I have observed from media, from the politics, from the actual policies, and our actual factual experience as we are practicing as migration agencies, we experience all that positive feedback, and that's why I'm here to actually predict for everybody. Now next one is again it's the sort of same topic as we have already seen over the past few weeks. So how the job summit can actually crack open the potential of the care economy. So again, the content is similar. They just want more migrant, possibly increase the annual salary, TISMIT, skill and training, and mature and care economy, and things like that. Now, the most important thing is I actually received this news. It's not in text, but it's actually coming from Channel 9. And the topic is actually right down there. I've actually posted this on our Facebook. So the topic says a skilled worker visa requirement to be changed to fill shortages. Now, what does this content actually go for? It is basically talking about how a lot of small medium-sized business owners, they just simply cannot find any skilled person anymore, and there's all sorts of complaint coming left, right, center in regards to the employment sponsor visa, which has been very, very hard and to actually go through. Now, I have actually gone through the complexity of the 482 visa, which was designed, which I think it's a very bad design, by replacing 457 with 482, and there's actually a lot more strict requirement there, and making the employer actually very hard to actually sponsor the right workers in Australia. So I've done many videos previously, but I'll quickly go through. Now, the hurdle here is previously on the 457 visa, it is not required for the applicant to actually demonstrate that they already have 2 years of relevant work experiences, which you could argue it's fair. We need the skilled person, but again, what about those graduates who could actually get into the work? Do they really need that 2 years of relevant work experiences? Well, perhaps you can argue yes. You probably can remove some of the occupation that they do not require this kind of things. For example, if we go to a chef and cook, whereby they only got 1.5 or 2 years for their graduate work visa, and they could not even really accumulate enough for their skill assessment. Now, how do they get 2 years of work experience after they graduate and enter into an employment sponsor temporary skill shortage 482 visa, which is going to be extremely hard for those kind of people? I'm talking about the trades, and which is one of the largest shortages in hospitality and tourism sector in Australia. So that's one thing. And secondly, obviously, it's about the sponsor. If we toggle that to sponsors page and we go to eligibility, it's just too much. Now, I understand you got to be a standard business sponsor. That's basically you are a lawful company there. Now, nominating workers, that's pretty straightforward, and unable to find Australian workers. I think personally this labor market testing is way too over. Currently, the criteria requires employer to put 2 pay job advertisements for at least 1 month, and then plus another job advertisement on the government's website. So that's 3 job advertisement. Now, talking about people already, business already struggle finding people, why do they still need 1 more month to do this and pay for this labor market testing thing? It just doesn't make any sense. Now, pay the annual market salary rate, that's fine. Genuine position available, that is all fine. That is all fine. There's another thing that's required to be done for the employer, is that they need to pay that the Australian Skill Fund, the Skilling Australian Fund, which is equivalent to around 3,000 to 5,000 altogether. That depends on the length of the employment that the employer wants the skilled worker to be there, and plus the processing time is like 6 to 12 months. Now, that is crazy. No employer in Australia could actually bear with this kind of situation, and that is why I'm saying the previous government, the former government, the Morrison government, had actually replaced 457 visa, which was a very good visa category, with 482, whereby putting more complexity into the criteria and making it really unfriendly for the Australian employer to actually find skilled workers. And that's the current issues that the whole nation of Australia is actually facing. So again, if we come back to the actual news here, I think there's a potential changes also after these 2 days of the Job and Skills Summit, and we also confirmed that with a lot of international news in regards a relaxation of the visa rules and things. So possibly not just the migration intake to be increased, but also some relaxation of the laws in regards to the employment sponsor visa, which I think it's potential because they have been talking about that since last year, since former government was there. There was a parliamentary committee talking into this kind of relaxation, but it hasn't really been implemented yet. Would it actually come into realizations with the fact in the next couple of days? I think it's very possible. Anyway, should you have more question and query, more than welcome to leave a comment right down below, and I see you next video. Goodbye.